This podcast is part of the Pull Up a Chair podcast network. Let's build community through connection, conversation, and collaboration.
I never wanna get used to the sound you whispering in my ear.
Hey friends, you're listening to the Cat and Vee show. Pour yourself a juicy cup of tea, grab a seat, and get ready for us to dish.
So hey V, we closed off last week talking about Shane Dawson and how much he was a disappointment to us and the world right now.
So let's talk about his wonderful evil counterpart, Jeffree Star.
Evil counterpart, or just like, you know, like equally as problematic, but at least he owns it.
Yes! Like, oh my god, I got so much respect for that. At least he owns his shit. And he goes for adults instead of kids.
I mean, okay, there's so much to talk about Jeffree Star, but I just want to talk about how, like, he broke up with his long-term, very serious boyfriend, like a year ago, I think?
Something like that, yeah.
And I'm so sad because they had, I don't know, did you hear anything about, like, what happened between them?
Okay, so I enjoy their breakup, and I know that sounds terrible, but I enjoyed their breakup because when they broke up, they both came out with, like, videos and public statements saying, hey, it wasn't working out, please don't harass my ex-partner.
Oh.
I was just like, oh, that's nice. Especially since you've been together for so many years. All Jeffree Star would say on the subject is that they realized that their life directions were just different and it wasn't going to work out. It wasn't anything bad or nasty or tea-filled. It wasn't working out. Yeah. And that's nice. Like, you so rarely see that with celebrities.
Also they were such different people that they worked, like, well together, you know? Like, yeah. I remember seeing videos of him, I forgot his boyfriend's name, or ex-boyfriend, sorry. But he took him home to his very southern family, and it was like, it was,
oh Lord.
Yeah, but, like, he was very proud. Like, he didn't hide him at all. It was, like, a very wholesome interaction with his family and stuff like that. And it was just, like, I don't know. It was sad to see them part ways like that, but I'm also really proud of them for parting ways in such an adult manner. And I remember I watched a little bit of Jeffree's video at least, and it just made me sad, so I stopped watching because I liked their relationship. I was hoping it would be endgame. I'm sure there was a lot of people thought he was just a sugar daddy to him. So. Well, either way. But yeah, we wanted to talk a little bit about Jeffree Star because I feel like Jeffree Star and Shane Dawson really fed off each other's energy for a while there. Like,
yeah, absolutely.
They were super close friends.
They were always in each other's Instagrams, photos, videos. They did, like, an eyeshadow palette line together, which was way too expensive for me to buy.
I don't know. Have you bought any of Jeffree Star's makeup?
When Jeffree Star was getting canceled, all of his stuff at Ulta was on sale, so I bought some makeup brushes.
I didn't know that his stuff was at Ulta.
Yeah, that and setting spray, which is just not as great as it should be.
He talks a lot about the Urban Decay one. He likes that one. So.
Yeah, like, his setting spray wasn't that great. But his makeup brushes are wonderful, and I'm very glad that I got them on sale. So there's that.
Is he still, like, I feel like he just has a love-hate relationship with the cancellation and the non-cancellation.
I mean, you can't cancel him because he doesn't allow himself to be canceled. Like, he doesn't disappear after people are like, let's cancel him. He's like, okay, have fun with that. See you in a week. Okay, I'm back. What's up?
I just think that it's because he owns the fact that he's an asshole.
Yeah, he's like, I'm an asshole. This is me. I've changed as much as I'm going to change. If you don't like it, watch something else. And that's something, you know what? He's mostly racist. That's his big problem, is the racism.
Is he still racist?
he's had a couple incidents where he throws
Isn't
around
he
the
seeing
N-word.
somebody that's black right now?
That was a whole thing.
Oh, he's not seeing him anymore. Okay.
Well, it's not clear if they ever were seeing each other or if it was just a money thing.
Oh, okay.
Because he also left a baby mama. They weren't married, they weren't engaged. That was all a lie. But he did have a child with somebody who he was kind of with, kind of not with, before he jumped in with Jeffree. He fooled around with Jeffree, got some money, stole some stuff from Jeffree's place, and now they're not an item anymore.
Whoa. Okay, so you're telling me that I know more about Jeffree, but you've got all this tea that...
I thought you knew more about Jeffree than I did, because I only know...
I knew a lot about Jeffree when he was, like, trending with Shane.
Okay. All right.
And then I just, like, stopped watching YouTube altogether as much, other than true crime, like we talked about before.
Yeah.
But what I can say is that I will state why I respect him. And yeah, and it's just like, and a lot of this stems from his work with Shane, like the documentary. What I didn't know about Jeffree Star was that he was like dirt poor. Like, I just didn't know that about him at first. And like, what I liked about him was that he went from that to somehow like to trying to chase a career in music. And when that didn't work out with Akon, because I think Akon had his own issues and what tanked, and then like I guess like Jeffree, like as he was being produced by Akon, Akon tanked, and then he didn't. I don't know, whatever happened, it didn't happen. He found a way to turn that around, and then did YouTube for a while, did makeup and stuff like that, and then somehow created his own makeup brand.
Don't forget all the real estate that he's in, because real estate's where the money at.
Yeah. No. That's what I was getting to. He did the makeup brand, and that's what I was saying, was that I thought he was famous for his makeup and he was rich because of his makeup brand. I didn't know anything about his real estate until Shane's documentary. And the man is just a genius in terms of investing. Like, that's just...
It is.
It's a fact.
Thing.
Yeah, it's a fact. In terms of investing, he's like a straight up genius. He didn't cover up a whole lot of it, but basically what he does is he basically, because he was manufacturing his own makeup, he needed to find a way to distribute it. And he bought a warehouse, or at some point, like bought a warehouse so that he could manufacture and distribute his own makeup. And then he thought, I think he was just like, well, now I have a distribution facility. Why don't I become a distributor for other merchandise? So in that same warehouse is like all this merchandise from other small companies that he also manufactures. I think he manufactures it. I don't know if he manufactures it, but it somehow gets to his facility and he distributes it. So he's the person that ships. He's the company that ships it all out. That's from what I remember from that documentary. And I remember watching that and thinking like, wow, this guy made it from nothing, like just nothing, to creating this empire within himself. And then on top of that, like has been able to defute all of this like bad publicity that he's gotten over the years, is able to just like deal with it and just walk away from it just unscathed, completely unscathed.
Money talks.
Yeah.
Money absolutely talks. And he has the money.
And he has the money. And it's just like, that's the thing, is that like, I don't know. He's an asshole for sure. He's done some pretty shitty things for sure. But I have to respect him for not pretending like he's something he's not. Like, that's just like...
I mean, I do. I respect the fact that he only fucks with adults, which apparently is a thing you have to, like, is a standard. The standards are so low. It's like, well, at least he doesn't fuck with children. So, there's that. And he doesn't pretend to be a good guy. He just is himself. And
it's also the confidence, too, I feel like. It's the self-assurance. Like, and I feel like we've talked about, I don't know, I've kind of talked a little bit about it on my Instagram. It's like, I have a weird love-hate relationship with like self-love, because I've been in places where I thought I was the shit and then I wasn't the shit, and then it just like became this endless cycle of me like, is it okay to love myself? Is it not okay to love myself? Is it okay? Whatever. But I have this respect for Jeffree Star because like he's one of those people that never doubts his own like love for himself, like self-respect. Like he never doubts his self-respect. Like it's just, and that's something that I feel he does that without being like, I think this is an opinion because like I think some people would think that he was like overly cocky, but I think that he does it in a way that's tasteful. That's like, I respect myself without allowing myself to like go over the line, you know?
Well, I mean, he is realistic with who he is.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't pretend to be the good guy. He doesn't pretend to be a supervillain, even though a lot of people would refer to him as supervillain. And I mean, if your job was on the line because of Jeffree Star's opinion of you, I'm sure he would feel like a supervillain to you personally. But just in the grand scheme of the world, he isn't a supervillain. He just is himself. No ifs, ands, or buts. It does him.
No, he's just like I don't think that he's done anything to like take anyone down.
Trisha Paytas.
Wait, did something happen that like that I don't know about?
Girl! Okay, so the whole thing with Trisha Paytas is like he'd keep her around to bully her, be like, oh, look at this fat chick.
Did he really do that?
Like all his friends knew about it. Yes! He even showed the receipt. He showed his own receipts on that one. And pretending to be her friend because she was friends with Shane Dawson, and he at that time was good friends with Shane Dawson, so they all freaking gang up to bully her. And then the time
Wait, even Shane?
Yes! They're all fake as hell. Like all the YouTubers, they're fake as hell.
Oh my god, I hate that because like I remember when Shane and that group was like the ones that would make fun of the makeup community because of all their drama, but they had their own drama. Like
Yeah, so, like, it was bad. And so when she stood up for herself and showed her receipts, he got her canceled. And there's a whole campaign against her. And she got doxxed. Like, yeah, he has a lot of power. He can pull people down, and he will. And he's made several videos where he's like, I can bring the whole makeup community down. I have all the receipts to push it. And then the whole thing that happened with James Charles a little bit back.
Oh, that was
orchestrated. That was orchestrated by him and Shane Dawson. And they used What's Her Nuts as a great freaking pond, and it's like, girl, you are 30 years old. You should know better.
Oh, is that the one that I know who you're talking about?
It's Tati.
Tati. Why would they do that?
Because money, mostly.
How did it make money for them?
Well, James Charles' line was getting bigger than Jeffree Star's line with Morphe, and he wanted Morphe to cut them out. And I mean, it worked for a little bit.
Wow.
I mean, he was upfront about it too. He didn't even try to hide it.
Okay. Yeah. See, that's why like Jeffree Star is like, you either love him or you hate him, you know? Like, it's just.
I don't like him at all. I would hate to be friends with him.
But I have respect him. Yes.
He's authentic. He's authentically the bad guy.
Yeah. Like, I would not want to be friends with Jeffree Star, but like, I respect him as an individual. It's just like,
which is more than you could say for most of them, because most of them are fake about it. At least he's upfront about it.
God.
And I mean, I can't believe I'm like justifying it. I'm not justifying it, but I'm just like, if you're friends with Jeffree Star, you better know what's coming, because he's done this for years.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to be friends with Jeffree Star, but I think he's a really fascinating individual.
Yes, he is.
And I love his story. I love that, you know, he's come back from a lot of stuff, and he's like an asshole, but again, doesn't give a fuck that people think he's an asshole, because he knows he's an asshole, and he's gonna be an asshole about it. So like, you know.
I mean, better than somebody that diddles with children and pretends to be an empath.
Oh yeah, I saw that video about Shane. It was all about him overusing the word empath. Did you see that video?
Yes, I did. Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh. I don't know. Somebody asked me if I identified as an empath the other day, and I think I do, but like after watching that video about Shane, I'm like, do I identify as an empath? Like, do I want to tell people I'm an empath? Because I don't think I go out of my way to tell people I'm an empath.
I mean, I've never heard you say the word empath unless you're talking about Shane Dawson, so I think you're fine.
I didn't think so. I think that it's cool. I think it's trendy to be an empath. That's what I think it is.
Yeah, it's definitely the trendy thing to be. Because, you know, like, personality trends come and go, because it used to be cool to be, like, the skater kid, and then it was kind of a joke. And then it was cool to be, like, yoga pants, Uggs, and Starbucks. And now you're pretentious if you do that. like, personality trendiness comes and goes. Like, there's no point in following the trend. It's better to be yourself, even if yourself is Jeffree Star, because at least you're being authentic.
Well, I mean, like, I kind of, like, I guess I started off this because I really wanted to talk about Jeffree Star, but I guess there isn't, like, a whole lot to talk about other than the fact that then he's, like...
Then he's an asshole.
Yeah, he's an asshole, but, like, I don't know. For somebody to, like, and that just goes, like, a lot of rich people are assholes, okay? And that's how they get rich. Clearly. Like,
Yeah.
And
That's true.
I don't know. I just have respect for somebody to, like, really come from such a small place in life to, like, growing to where he is now, and then also being unashamed of who he is as a person.
I wish that there was a nicer person in that position who can, you know, be like, oh, I came up to be millions and I'm still decent on the inside.
Do you know anyone like that?
I mean, Red and Link are kind of like that.
They are. Oh my god, that's who we should talk about next. They're also, like, completely unproblematic. Completely.
Which is a rare thing to
on
have.
YouTube. Yeah, unproblematic. I, like, honestly, let's, like, strive to be like that. I hope we forever stay unproblematic.
I mean,
but I'm sure because we're women, somebody's gonna freaking, like, find something.
I'm definitely gonna get slut shamed because of my body. It happens all the time.
I, like, forget that. I forget that about you, though. Because I don't see you as, like...
Even the tank top that I'm wearing now shows cleavage. And it comes up almost to my collarbone. There's gonna be titties everywhere when it comes to me. And ass for days, so there's not much I can do about it. And I'm not gonna be dressing like a nun. I wanna be comfortable. And if being comfortable means I look like a slut.
Girl, even if you wore a turtleneck, it would still somehow show off all your assets. But I forgot that that's, like, I don't know. I just don't see you as, yes, I make jokes about it, but, like, I forget that people slut shame you because I don't see you in that light. Like, it's just...
I mean, I've only ever slept with one man in my life, yet I get slut shamed, so...
I remember, and I remember being honest about that. I was surprised.
I mean, I would have slept with other people if I were interested in other people. I just hadn't met anybody that I was interested in enough into having sex with until I met my husband.
Girl, you are goals beyond belief. Like, it's just, like...
Blame them, not me. It's their fault I'm not a slut.
Have you told them the booty hole story yet?
Oh my god.
Have we talked about this yet?
Okay, I know this is the Jeffree Star episode, but we got really off track, and I will tell them the booty hole story real quick. So I was on a date with this guy, right? He takes me to a strip club, and there was this girl who, you know, really attractive woman who's wearing a very tiny little thong, nothing else, and she had a tattoo around her booty hole. And she was just shaking it in front of us. And I'm like, wow, who would want to get a tattoo around their booty hole?
Was it the heart?
Yeah, it was a heart. She had a heart around her booty hole, and it was pink. And it, like, blended in with her actual, like, the hole of her butt. And she had a small butt, so there wasn't, like, a lot to cover the booty hole. The booty hole was just kind of out for everybody to see.
I can't.
I don't know why this guy thought he was going to get lucky with me after that. It's like, this is a horrible date.
Oh yeah, I remember you said that, like, he was like, I'm so excited to bring you here because this place is super special to me.
Yes, he told me that. And it's like, how does this work often? Like, I don't get it. I don't get it.
Oh my god. I cry every time you tell this story.
And I was like just barely 18 at this time, just barely able to get into this club. And it's just like, why am I here? Why did I subject myself to looking at this girl's booty hole? And I'm like contemplating all my life decisions while this girl is shaking her heart-shaped booty hole at me.
Oh my god.
Yeah, see, it's not my fault. I'm not a slut. It's men like this that are the reason I'm not a slut. Sorry, guys. Sorry to disappoint.
Oh my god. That's so funny. But somehow you ended up with, like, one of the most angelic men on the face of the planet. So good for you, my love. Like,
Never took me to see any other girl's booty hole.
Like, what a golden standard to follow. Let's not men out there, just take notes. Just don't take other women to strip clubs for your. Was it the first date? Was it like?
Yes, it was my first date with this dude. We started at Olive Garden and we ended up there. It's like, seriously?
No.
Seriously?
Oh no. Oh my god. I don't know how you got there.
Like, seriously.
Anyway, I think that this is a great place to end this episode.
Yeah, sorry we got off topic, guys. But that's fine. We always get off topic.
Follow us on all our socials. Leave us a comment. Tell us what you think. Have you seen anyone else's booty hole out of your own volition? Please tell us.
And let us know if there's any other booty hole tattoos that we need to see. Kind of curious, no lie.
No, do not open that can of worms. Please do not send us pictures of booty holes. That was not an invitation. Thank you. Bye, guys.
See you next time. Interested in sponsoring our podcast? Want to be heard by our audience? All sponsorships through our non-for-profit are tax deductible. More information can be found in the description of this podcast.
I'm Kat.
And I'm Vee.
And How's That Working For You is our show all about mental health, breaking stigmas, and everything in between.
New episodes are released every Monday wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts.